Okay, welcome everybody. We are super excited to have you here today. You've taken a powerful step in joining this webinar. So, welcome. Let's get started. This is Belonging in the Digital Age, the Value of Online Networks, hosted by Success Architects. At Success Architects, we believe in empowering dreams and building legacies. We help individuals like you turn ideas into thriving businesses, providing the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts needed to create long-term success. In today's fast-paced world, online communities have become more important than ever. They provide support, connection, and also opportunities that go far beyond traditional networking. Whether you're looking to build your own online presence, scale your business, or simply connect with other like-minded individuals, an engaged community can be a game changer. So, what can you expect from this webinar? If you take a look on the right side of the screen, there's the agenda. We'll be diving into the power of online communities, how they can fuel your success, practical strategies that you can start using today. And by the end of this session, you'll walk away with some valuable insights and action steps. And that should help you, build meaningful connections and then leverage all of this information in the digital world for your growth and your success. So make sure you're taking notes. Just so you know, for those on screen, this will be recorded. So if you're uncomfortable with that, feel free to, close off. But we do encourage you to have your video on. And yeah, we'll do some introductions. Keegan, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name's Keegan. Today, I'm going to be sharing my insights and experience about how we're working on building an online community of our own. Thank you, Jalen.
No problem. Thank you. And my name is Jalen Sims. I'm the founder and CEO here at Success Architects, and I'm really excited to unveil this information to you. We've got a lot of cool stuff, as well as an invitation to join our online community that we have started. So let's dive into it. We're first going to be talking about the power of belonging. As humans, we're wired for connection. It's in our brain, it's psychological. Studies show that a sense of belonging enhances our motivation, our confidence, and also our overall well-being. So when people feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, they're more likely to take action, support others, and also grow as an individual. And this is where the online networks come in. So in today's digital world, distance is no longer a barrier. We can connect with people all over the planet. And online communities provide a space where people can connect, share experiences, find support, and just find that community of people that have shared interests. And it's through a business network, a mastermind group, or even like shared interest forum that these spaces fulfill our need to belong. And when it comes to personal and business success, community is everything. It provides mentorship, accountability, and even different opportunities for collaboration. So the most successful entrepreneurs and thought leaders, think about it, like they didn't get there by themselves. They had to have other people help them and by their side along their journey to then reach the heights of, fame and stardom and what we know them as with the legacy that they've built today. Moving on to the business case for these online communities. If you take a look, there's the list down at the bottom of the screen, but what if I told you that these brands, they're not just building and selling products and services, they're also engaging in community work. And the most successful businesses like these ones listed, as well as plenty of others, take a look at the S&P 500, you'll see these businesses, they're creating a community where people feel a sense of belonging and it keeps people engaged, they keep people or by feeling engaged, people feel loyal and then they're invested in that company and they support it wholeheartedly. And when businesses foster a sense of belonging, they create more than just transactions. They actually build relationships. And people don't just buy from companies, they connect with brands that, they share values, they share the same aspirations and same interests. So they're going the same place. And when customers feel like they're part of something bigger, they don't just return, they become ambassadors who spread the word with positivity and open arms. So to strengthen your brand, you don't have to be a global brand to create this effect. You can be local as well in a small rural area. You just have to be, engaging with your audience and creating that community. And that can really set you apart and drive some long-term growth and long-term results. We'll go to What Makes a Strong Online Community by Keegan. Thanks.
Thank you, Jalen. An online community is more than just a group of people online. It's a space where meaningful interactions and shared experiences help create a sense of belonging for the people. Here's a breakdown of what we find to be some of the key elements. The first element is shared values. By promoting a culture of positivity, respect, and genuine connection within your community, it can lead to a positive and respectful environment. We believe that if you align your values within the community, you can help create an environment that can make a real impact on each other's journeys. The next key element is having active and authentic engagement. So, creating an environment that encourages discussions, questions, and sharing of experiences can really help empower all of the members to start contributing content of their own and feel a sense of ownership and involvement within the community itself. And then finally is authenticity and trust. So having active moderators that can help make sure the community stays on track by addressing concerns, enforcing guidelines. Now, rather than having guidelines that are overly restrictive, they should be put in a place that encourages members to be themselves, but still maintain that respectful environment. So guidelines should be always encouraging positive interactions and discourage negative interactions. It's that simple. So we're going to talk about the difference between an audience and a community. An audience consumes while a community participates. To lean away from an audience, you should create a dedicated space for all these interactions. That could be anything like Discord, Facebook, LinkedIn, or even a forum. And make sure you establish that platform to facilitate all of your dialogue. With that, you want to make sure you're encouraging active participation by, again, doing Q&As or having content-specific channels or threads that the community is interested in. So next, I'm going to talk about the steps that you want to do to build your online community. So let's dive into how you can build one that drives success for your business. Creating a community is more than just gathering people. It's about nurturing the environment and supporting connection and growth and the shared purpose of that community. And here's how you can get started. First, you want to define your community's purpose and goals. It all begins with clarity. So, why are you building this community? What do you want the community to achieve? Before you invite people in, you need to define these core values. Is it to share knowledge, provide support, inspire creativity? By having this clear purpose, you'll attract like-minded individuals who can resonate with this vision, making your community more engaged and aligned with your goals. So next, you want to choose the right platform for your audience. Again, you want to meet your audience where they are at. So if you're targeting a professional crowd, you might want to go something along lines with like a LinkedIn group. But if you're looking for something more interactive and like a social experience, Facebook or Discord might be a better fit for that. Think about where your ideal community members are likely to interact and how they like to engage, and then you can choose your platform by going through that. The next step is to encourage engagement through content and interaction. So a community thrives when members feel heard and engaged. It is important to provide value through content that resonates throughout your community. You can do this by sharing thought-provoking posts, encouraging conversations, asking questions, and potentially offering exclusive content or behind-the-scenes access. But just make sure you don't just post, you're actually engaging. You can do this by responding to comments, liking their posts, and most importantly, just being present. The more you interact, the more your community members will feel invested in the space and eager to contribute to the content themselves. And finally, is to maintain and grow with consistency. Consistency is the key to an online community. Building a thriving community, it takes time. You're going to need regular content, frequent interaction, and a consistent presence. All of these can help maintain momentum and build trust within the community. For example, you can set a schedule for posting by using something like RevCore, just to make sure you're actively engaging with the members. Growth doesn't happen overnight, but if you remain consistent, and your community is bound to flourish. So, by defining your community's purpose, choosing the right platform, encouraging all the engagement, and maintaining that consistency, you're really laying your foundation for a thriving community that can support your business and your brand's success. Back to you, Jalen.
Nice. Thank you, Keegan. So I'm going to take a second and dive a bit deeper into engaging and retaining your community because once it's built, that's great, but actually continuing it, keeping your people engaged, that's a whole nother topic. So, the most successful communities, those are the ones that where, they're built and people feel connected, people are valued, they're motivated to keep going, keep engaging, keep participating. And you might be asking now, like, and how the first question that I thought of for people to answer is how do we create that level of engagement? And I thought of three different strategies, so we'll break that down. The first one is creating meaningful conversations and interactions. Keegan alluded to it before, but a thriving community isn't just about numbers. If you have 1,000 people, but no one's in there talking, then your community isn't much of anything. It's about relationships and it's about how people engage with each other. And to spark meaningful conversations, you need to ask open-ended questions. And these will hopefully engage in people's lives as well. Invite personal insights, personal experiences. You could create a different discussion thread or maybe even live Q&A session where members can then share and learn different information that they've picked up over time. And then, yeah, Keegan said this before, was be present. You need to have either yourself or moderators, people on your team who are able to respond to comments, acknowledge different contributions, make members feel heard when they make posts into the community, and just, congratulate people. And, when people feel like their voices matter, they're going to keep coming back, and that's what keeps them engaged. And then they're going to be inspired to keep talking to other people. Strategy number two, this is providing exclusive value and incentives to people. So when they come to your community and to your space, they should be getting something a little bit extra than members or people who engage with your platform from the outside. People want to have these bonus trainings, early access to new products, even like behind the scenes insights, something simple like video. People want to have that, and then they recognize it and they celebrate that they're getting these extra little perks by being a part of the community. And again, going back to like acknowledging your community and providing that value, you need to highlight the top contributors, maybe make like a member of the month spotlight, and then share people's success stories as they share them. Make it known when people are doing well in your space. And the third strategy is to encourage user-generated content. So, you can post, all of your moderators can post, but you want the community to be interacting with itself. You want members to join and see other members who are interacting and making this content. You need to encourage people to share their own experiences, their own tips, their own success stories, and their own, whether it's products or whatever your market might be, encourage their experiences within your realm. Make that happen. You can do things such as hosting challenges, maybe host polls, see people's opinions on things. People love to debate, spark up different conversations, and then, again, highlighting your members. So always showcasing their posts, giving testimonials or sharing the testimonials that they give, and just do whatever you can to give them a sense of ownership within the community. Make it feel like it's their community and that, they're supported every step of the way. Next, let's talk about some common challenges. So, we built our community, we're being engaged, but everybody, every entrepreneur, every community is going to face challenges. And how do we deal with these? It's part of the journey, and we need to be prepared and, expect conflict and understand that the way that we deal with it is all that matters in this process. So, a couple tips, and, this is all fixable, so let's get into it. The first is low engagement. how do you boost participation? I mean, we kind of talked about that in the last slide a bit, and it's just, you create this space. Let's say you invite, your closest friends, they decide to join. You got 15 people in there, but then it's just crickets and you can't even get other people to join. This is where you need to make people's voice matter. You need to highlight your members. You need to spark engagement with things that people actually want to talk about. And, instead of just posting the content, hoping for a response, try asking these open-ended questions, tag people directly, share relatable stories, and again, like talk about times when you had your members engaged in something that was going on. Even asking simply like, what's your biggest challenge right now? Seeing what people offer and then giving your feedback or response to their challenges. And again, secrets. People love recognition. So when you can make someone feel special for joining, someone feel special for, leveling up, ranking up, just being a top contributor, that is going to make all the difference. And even a simple public thank you can do quite a lot in making people's spirits get raised up. So, just got to watch out for that and just make sure you're always celebrating people and making people's voices heard. Another pitfall or challenge that you could look out for is managing conflict and then maintaining a positive space. I'd say it's just about every community leader's, biggest nightmare is conflict. When, debate gets too heated, people start arguing. Disagreements are happening, and anything can happen. It's human nature that conflict is going to occur eventually. But it's like I said before, it's all about the way that you handle it. First, you need to set the tone. So when people join into your community, they need to understand that it's a space of respect, positivity, and they need to be mindful about how they're engaging with people. They can't just come in here and start swearing and doing all kinds of crazy talk. You need to be respectful here. Other than that, if an issue does come up, you cannot ignore it. You need to address it immediately. Whether it's you or your moderators, you have to step in early, acknowledge the concern, and then redirect the conversation in a constructive way. And then remember that sometimes a simple private message can go a very long way in diffusing the situation. Before it escalates even higher, just message the person directly, hey, please chill out a little bit. I understand why you're upset. This is how we could talk about it and then address the root of the problem. And you see, like a strong community is going to filter out negativity naturally. If you have your members engaged, people happy, kindness, respect, and support from all around, then your members should feel good and honestly enforce the values as well and uphold that standard of respect and kindness. And hey, we don't do that here if someone does step out of line. And the third challenge is, scaling your community, but then not losing your core values. It's much easier to, keep a tight-knit, functioning organization when it's like 15 people. But when it's 500 people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people, that can be pretty challenging at, making sure everyone understands what's going on. But as more people join, you're going to have to reinforce over and over again why you started. What is the whole purpose of your community? Why did you get that going in the first place? Empower others. Like we said, you should have moderators, you should have ambassadors, maybe different ranks of how people, go through the community and they get different powers or, in investments or insights as they grow within your space. But by having those people in those positions, it's going to help maintain the culture because then one, you're not doing all the work, but two, your community will see that there's plenty of people that enforce, respect and positivity and kindness, and that like action will be taken if you step out of line. If someone's just going off crazy, they probably should be removed. Send them a message, hey, we want to have you take a break for a week. You can come back to the space and try again soon, but you got to be respectful. So plenty of ways to handle conflict. It's all about how you handle it, though. You do not want to be adding fuel to the fire. You want to be able to diffuse the situation quickly, easily, calmly. And, at the end of the day, everybody faces challenges, no matter what space you're in. It's all about staying proactive, leading with your intention of, why you started this and the space you're trying to uphold, and then put your people first. Make sure that If someone addresses or brings up a concern, make sure that you address it. And, these challenges, there'll be opportunities to build back even stronger. So, in the meantime, if you need help with your community, feel free to reach out to one of our success advisors and we can take a look and see what's going on. Next, I'll pass it off to Keegan.
So we are sending you guys an invitation to join our community. Our community is hosted on Discord, and we're currently building it out and working on it. If you're looking for a community where you can engage in conversations about entrepreneurship, the ups and downs, connecting yourself with like-minded individuals, and gaining access to a lot of our valuable resources that we come across, then our community is the place for you. So what sets our community apart? Our mission is to provide a platform where all its members can increase its brand awareness, meet potential business partners, and even potentially attract new customers. So, by joining our online community, you can gain a powerful marketing tool that allows you to share your own content, recommend your business to others within the network, and build meaningful relationships within the network, because that's what a community is about. Members of our community can also engage in a variety of roles that all offer a unique opportunity for growth, such as our brand advocates, which you can use to promote and share insights about success architects while also building your own brand. We also offer business apprenticeships, success advisor positions, and also youth and student opportunities. So another thing is by becoming part of our community, you also gain access to all of our networking opportunities, our monthly events, our quarterly webinars just like this, and early access to new products and courses that we may offer. So becoming a member is really simple. We will drop a link in the chat to our Discord right now. Also, feel free to visit our website to start engaging with the community as soon as you can. Whether you're here to learn, network, or grow your business, Success Architects is the gateway to your success. So join us today, and you can take your next step in your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Keegan. So we have covered quite a lot today. We talked about building engagement, managing challenges, growing a thriving community. And now we'd love to hear from anyone in our audience, see if they have any questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat or, you can unmute yourself and we can dive into those questions. So we'll take a moment. Feel free to type those up or raise your hand and we can ask those questions or answer those questions. My bad. I see one question in the chat. So, read this out loud. How can I benefit from joining into the Success Architects community? I have a business currently and I want to grow the business, but then also just get better in life. So basically, this person's looking to grow their business and get better in their own personal life as well, and they want to know how can our community help them with that. So basically, the first is just accountability by having other people who are, should I say accountability meetings. Every Sunday we have accountability meetings 4 p.m. Eastern time, but then also by getting around entrepreneurs and other people who are doing stuff, you're gonna be able to, you know, have the mindset of, oh wow, I see them working hard every day. I could also be filling my times, finding new ways to get income to free my time, or even just like being active more than what I am. So by being around hustlers, you're gonna hustle. Like the 5 people who are most who you spend most time with, that's who you reflect, and you're gonna take bits and pieces from every one of those people. So it's like might as well surround yourself with winners and eventually you're going to start winning too. It's pretty much inevitable that you'll start winning as well, especially if you're taking this seriously, getting into this. We do questions of the day in our community. We have different weekly insights. We have a channel of what did I learn today? So people are constantly sharing knowledge on things that they learned in various fields. We also have a space for you to promote your brand and your business, a separate channel for that. So as you start to get new products, new videos, new releases, new things happening within your space, you can let us know. And then basically we just become an ecosystem of helping each other out, supporting each other, buying each other's products, and we're all just growing together, building that legacy. So, good question. Thank you. Keegan, do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, just the benefit of being in the community in general is having that opportunity to talk with others that may have had those pitfalls prior, offering great advice or new information to help you learn to not really make that mistake again, but get past a process that you may feel stuck on. Especially if someone already went through it, it makes the process much easier, especially if you're talking to someone one-on-one rather than just looking up information online.
Hmm.
So that's what I have had.
Totally. Yeah, great question. Thank you for that. It seems we don't have any more questions, so that's great. We appreciate you all for being here. My last thing to you would just be remember that, building a community is a journey. It's gonna take time. There's gonna be challenges. Engagement is not gonna be skyrocketing immediately, but just again, remember, make your people feel valued, address concerns easily, or not easily, but rapidly, quickly, get them over with, and handle it in a professional way. And, just do what you can daily and weekly to strengthen your space. And, like I said before, always reach out to a success advisor if you need any help. And with that, just want to say thank you all for coming to today's webinar. We appreciate you being here, and we hope that this knowledge is valuable and that you can take it to your next step. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.